Hi there, I'm Janessa Finley with Fiercely Radiant Soul. Today I'm going to walk you through a tutorial on a technique called natural bio-de-stressing. It is a form of acupressure tapping on different meridian points that are connected to meridian pathways, which moves the energy through your body and also releases energy from your nervous system. So any emotions that you have stored within those meridians, the pathways, or your nervous system, this technique allows us to release that energy. What it is useful for is processing all types of emotions: anger, contempt, shame, resentment, sadness, grief, loss, so on and so forth. It is absolutely amazing also to treat anxiety and to reduce panic attacks. So for the sake of this demo, I'm going to go ahead and use anxiety as the demo topic. However, I want you to go ahead and identify what you would like to treat in going through this tutorial, and take a second to identify what you get the most benefit out of, or what you feel like is most stuck in your emotional body or your mental body. Now, to simply say I'm upset is not going to yield as good of results as identifying specifically what is your upset. Is it anger? Is it resentment? Is it some of those emotions I mentioned earlier? So hone in on specifically what it is you want to treat. And then also we will start with assessing where on a scale of 1 to 10 does the intensity of this feeling sit, with 10 being the most intense and 1 being the least intense. So for me to stand in front of a camera and make a video, I would assess my anxiety as being about a 5. Once you have that number, the first step that we will do to start the tapping is either the karate chop, or I like to treat both sides of my body, and so I tap my hands together. Either way is perfectly fine, whichever you prefer. And as we do this, we're going to state 3 affirmations. So even though I have this anxiety, I completely and totally love and accept myself. I love and accept myself even though I am anxious. Even though I am anxious, I completely and totally love and accept myself. And then we're going to move to the crown of the head and tap on the crown. And while you're tapping, just observe your thoughts, observe the energy in your body as it moves. The next point we're going to go to is at the bridge of the nose, in between the eyebrows. We're going to start at this point and then tap all the way around the eye socket area, making sure we move back into that bridge of the nose point when we come back around. Now there are sometimes when I'm moving energy, it's hard to talk and think at the same time. So keep tapping around your eyes real quick. I just want to say that there are various different meridians around the eye. And so you may notice it feels better to tap in certain areas. And make sure you go ahead and customize this for yourself. And stay on those points for as long as you want in the areas that feel the best for you. Next, we're going to move under the nose on the top lip. And then underneath the bottom lip. Again, focusing on the anxiety, the tension. I store that tension in my shoulders and at the base of my neck. Just want to release all of that tension with this anxiety. Then we're going to move to the torso. The first spot is going to be under the collarbone. It is easy to identify these spots on our torso because they tend to be very sensitive and tender. So you know that you're in the right spot when you find the area where when you tap on it, you feel a small level of discomfort. Then we're going to move down about 2 more inches to the K27 spot, which is for the kidneys. And sometimes this one is really sensitive for me, so I prefer to rub it. And you can absolutely get the same benefit by rubbing these points as you would tapping them. This is not meant to be uncomfortable or painful, so if your points are really sensitive and you prefer to rub them, please do so. The next spot we're going to hit is under the armpits, in between 2 ribs. Again, you're looking for that sensitive spot. For me, it is about the top of my bra line. Now for you gentlemen, that's not going to help you, so I would suggest you start about 4 to 6 inches from your armpit, depending on how tall you are, and just look for that sensitive spot. So this one you can also hit by tapping, by hugging yourself and tapping on both sides. So that's another option if this is more comfortable for you. I'm particularly fond of the chicken wing method. Now the next point is going to be directly underneath the nipples, and it is going to be the bottom rib and the second rib, in between those 2 ribs. That's where you want to tap. Just continue to observe what you feel, what you're thinking, bringing yourself back to present, as anxiety tends to launch us into the future, thinking about all the things that need to be accomplished. Okay, so we're next going to move to our hands. And I like to hold my hands this way to teach it because we are going to tap at the base of the fingernail, but we're going to tap on the top side, on the outside of the fingers, at the base of the fingernail. And we're going to do so on every individual digit, all the way through. So as we come back around to this next time, I will demo for you guys how you can tap both fingers simultaneously. But just to get familiar with where the meridians are, we're going to do this first session of this with each individual finger. And just like around the eye sockets, our fingers are attached to different meridians, which are attached to different meridian pathways, which are attached to different organs, which process different emotions. So these fingers may feel really good, while other fingers you don't notice really much effect from them. So continue to customize this and tap where it feels best. So this next series, we are going to tap on the back of our hand in this 9 gamut spot. It is between the pinky finger and the ring finger in the groove of the hand. It's really easy to find. We're going to tap there the entire time. And to get us started, we're just going to tap with our eyes open. Very easy. Then go ahead and close your eyes as you continue to tap. Take some deep breaths if you need to. Walk around if that helps release the energy. Verbalize what you're feeling if you need to. Do whatever releases the energy for you particularly. Go ahead and open your eyes, and we're going to look down into the corner of the room with only our eyes, not our head. So keep your head straight and continue to tap the back of your hand. And then look down into the corner, the opposite corner of the room. So if you were looking down to the left, look down to the right now, or vice versa. Again, keeping your head straight and only moving your eyes. Next, we're going to move our eyes around in a circle. So for people who are new to this and doing it alone without anyone watching them, I really encourage them to look up to the corner of the ceiling in one direction, then down to the floor in the opposite side of the room, up to the ceiling, and all the way around, continuing to tap the back of your hand while you do it. Sometimes our eyes will glitch out of a quadrant, and we want them to hit all 4 quadrants. And so that is why looking into the corners of the room can be useful. And then as you get used to it, your eyes will slowly smooth out, and you'll be able to move them around in a circle smoothly, hitting all 4 quadrants. Once you're able to do that, go ahead and move them in the opposite direction. So if you were going in a circle to the left, now go in a circle to the right. And continue to tap the back of your hand. Sometimes this starts to feel like a little bit of a workout or circus for your brain. So you want to make sure that you tap and go ahead and move your eyes in a circle as long as you need to until that smooths out and feels more comfortable for you. After you move your eyes in a circle, we want to hum a tune. And then we're going to count by 2s to 40. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. And we are going to go back to hum a tune. Okay, now we're going to go back to what is a little more familiar with you guys because we've done it before. We're going to start at the top of our crown of our head. And continue just to observe what you think, how you feel, what's coming up for you, what circumstances could be triggering the anxiety. And as you do this, you may also acknowledge some solutions to some of those problems that are triggering the feelings that you're having. Things may become clear on what action you need to take. So just observe how your thought process changes as you do this. Back under the nose, under the lip, and then moving back down to the torso, under the collarbone. And if you're within 2 inches of these spots, again, you're getting the benefits. And so you don't have to stress if you're on the exact specific point. And you may also notice the second time as you go through these different meridian points, the ones that were really sensitive and sore before, may not have the same sensitivity to them. That may have already reduced. So as you move that energy through, the discomfort within the physical body will shift as well. So back between that very bottom and second rib, underneath the nipple. And then we're going to go back to our hands and finish here. And I had said I would demo for you how to tap them simultaneously. So again, we want the tops of our fingers. And if we turn our hands, we're able to tap at the base of the nails on both of our fingers together. And finishing with the pinkies. So that entire sequence is considered to be one round. Great work, guys. So now at this point, we go back to that scale of 1 to 10 to assess how we feel. Now, when I assess my anxiety after doing a round of tapping, I feel like it's down to a 1 or a 2. It's definitely dropped for me, and I hope that whatever you treated in this round will decrease on that scale for you as well. Now, it is for it to actually increase on the scale, and it's not unusual if that happens. When we are holding emotions in our nervous system and not processing through our emotions on a regular basis, we will have a response for things to intensify once we are using some tools and techniques that allow us to move that energy around. So if that's the case for you, I strongly encourage you to do at least 2 more rounds of tapping. And if you're utilizing this tapping for anxiety, I also strongly encourage you to build this into part of your self-care in the morning and at night when you're waking up, starting the day, and then before you go to bed, as it can improve sleep for people. Getting to sleep and staying asleep. It's awesome. So if you continue to tap and do several more rounds and you feel like you're really uncomfortable, an individualized session can absolutely get to the heart of whatever is going on for you. While this does treat emotions, sometimes bigger things such as traumas and phobias can be harder to process through on your own without some assistance. So if that's the case, or if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm always here, and I love to hear from you guys and answer your questions and help you along on your journey. You can find me on my website, www.fiercelyradiantsoul.com. That's all one word. You can also find me on IG, fiercely_radiant_soul. Or you can find me on Facebook on my business page, which is also Fiercely Radiant Soul. Thank you so much for stopping by.